Hi there, Carrie Varela here. Today I'm going to guide you through a Yin Yoga practice. And this particular practice is something that I designed for anyone who wants to open their shoulders and hips. And another real great benefit of our Yin Yoga practice today will be helping any sort of digestive stuff. If you have belly bloat or if you're on your menstrual cycle, and it's really for anyone who would enjoy at least a half an hour of holding poses and getting some really deep stretches in. Now, in terms of what you're going to need, we're going to need a bolster. So if you have a bolster at home, that's great. If you don't have one, go ahead and grab a cushion from your couch or a big cushy pillow that you have. And then we'll also need two blocks. And hopefully you have a block or two at home, but if you don't, that's okay. We'll modify without it. And then lastly is a blanket. So you can use a blanket just in case you get cold in any of these poses. So we're going to hold these poses for 90 seconds. But typically in a yin practice, it's standard to hold the poses for 3 to 5 minutes, even 10 minutes at a time. So if you want to linger in the poses today, it might be just useful to have your technology handy so you can pause the video and stay longer if you have the time to stay longer. And just listen to your body. Your body will tell you when it's ready to release these poses. All right, so when you're ready, let's get started. We're going to come onto our belly and you'll grab one of your blocks. Now, placing the block at the top of your mat, come onto your abdomen and let's start with the shape of Sphinx Pose. So the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. A lot of times elbows are out to the sides or elbows are forward of the shoulders. You just want to make sure the elbows stack right underneath the shoulders. And then your block is there for you to rest your head on. And so you might just play around with the ideal height of the block for your body today. Usually I like that second highest height. And I'm just going to go ahead and rest my head on the block and begin to relax and breathe. So you can let your body really sink into the shape. And in Yin Yoga, we hold these poses. Sometimes I'll say poses, sometimes I'll say shapes, but the shape is safe for your body to relax fully in. So you can release muscle energy, release the need to hold or tense your muscles at all, and simply allow yourself to rest in the inherent structure of your bones and your ligaments, your tendons, your fascia. Enjoying some deep belly breaths here in this shape. Now, if you're feeling a little pinch or pain in your low back, you could bring your feet wider than your mat, and that might release some pressure in your low back. If you'd like more sensation in your low back, you can Charlie Chaplin your feet in, turn your heels in and try to touch the heels together. And you might get some more like hurt so good sensation in your low back. So just a few more deep breaths here. And again, if you want to linger in the shape, feel free to pause and stay for as long as your body could use the shape. How about one more deep breath into your belly? And one more deep breath out. Now let's slowly lift our head back up. And just move your head around a little bit with your breath. So on an inhale breath, we're going to lift our chin up, stretch the front of the throat. And then as you exhale, draw your chin to your chest and stretch the back of your neck. Then inhale, gazing up, stretch front of the throat, close the lower jaw to the upper jaw. And then exhale, pull the chin to the chest. And how about just one more like that with your breath? Inhale, gazing up. And exhale, chin pulls to the chest. Now, I'll add an advanced variation of this practice. So if you want, you can come up onto your hands and then straighten your arms and let your shoulders shrug up towards your ears. And then here in this shape, you just might notice again more sensation in your low back. So if you have spondylolisthesis or any sort of bulging disc in your low back, this shape might be too intense for your low back. Otherwise, what we're getting here is a nice reverse curve to your low back. So if you sit in a chair all day, this is like yoga medicine for sitting in a chair all day. And you also get a really nice stretch through your abdominals, through the psoas muscle. So just let your body really relax here. Again, shoulders shrug up towards the ears, breathing deep into your belly. Very good. Now again, this is more advanced, so if your body's feeling more like it would like to be on your elbows, you can come back to your elbows at any point, or just stay on your elbows the whole time. And then we'll just enjoy just one more breath. Really enjoying that shape you're in, enjoying this time that you've carved out for your yoga practice. Very good. And then come on back down to the elbows. And we're just going to slide briefly into child's pose to lengthen our low back after it's been sort of compressed for a period of time. So how about a big belly breath? Filling the low back up with fresh breath, fresh prana. And a deep exhale, exhaling all that feels stale and stagnant in the body. All right, so let's transition into our next shape. So we're going to come forward again onto our belly. And then for this shape, you're going to take your arms out to a T. Now, it might be useful to have your blanket handy or a block handy. You're going to take your right arm and align your right hand with your right shoulder. And then as you're ready, you'll roll onto your right side and bend your left knee and point the left knee up towards the ceiling. Now, if you have more open shoulders, it might be easy to bring your left foot behind your right knee. If not, you could step your left foot in front of your right knee, and that might feel better. Then always a question, what to do with my left hand? So you can lay your left hand in front of you, or you can wrap your left hand around your back. But once you find your shape, once you find the position, try not to fidget too much. Try to just let your body really relax into the shape. Again, releasing muscle energy, tensing and tension in any of your muscles. And enjoy a long, deep, and smooth breath. So this posture is super healing if you have rounded shoulders or a hunched upper back. Great for a woman who's breastfeeding. Really great for anyone who wants to get more prana, more space in their chest. Let's take one more deep breath in. And one more deep breath out. And again, that freedom to stay in the posture longer, pause the recording if you feel your body could use more time in the pose. Otherwise, we're going to come all the way back onto our abdomen, and let's go right into the next side. So we'll take our left arm out to the left. We're going to roll onto our left side, And then again, find that comfortable position for your right arm. So if it's mirroring exactly what you did on the first side, that's great. Sometimes we're really not symmetrical side to side, so feel free to tune into what this side of your body really needs. Now with your head, if it feels good, you could just slide your head back an inch or two. And then just closing your eyes to bring your awareness inside your body. If you feel your mind wandering in this yin practice, you can come to the simple mantra to just relax, breathe, observe, and receive. Relaxing your body, breathing deeply. Observe what you are experiencing in your body, what thoughts are rolling through your mind. And receive this time that you've carved out for your practice. Receive the shape in your body. Receive the stretch. Try not to fight it. One more deep breath in. And one more deep breath out. All right, so to release, we're going to come onto our abdomen. And then maybe just take a moment, arms to a side, cheekbone to the mat, or even stack your hands underneath your forehead. All right, so let's move on to our next shape. We're going to come into it from Sphinx Pose. So again, elbows right underneath the shoulders, and it might be useful to have your block handy. So for this one, we're going to take our right hand and we're going to bring it behind our left elbow. And then same with our left arm. We're just going to cross our forearms. And then you're going to bring your arms all the way across your body and bring your forehead to the block. So for my sweet spot, the block is on, again, that second highest height. If you want more intensity, you could lower the block to the lowest height. And if you want even more intensity, then you'd use no block at all. And just rest your chin on your upper arm bones. So we had a chance to stretch the front of our shoulders. Here we go, stretching the back of our shoulders, back of the heart. Again, if you feel any sort of discomfort in your low back, you could bring your feet out wider than your mat. And then big breaths here are really going to help you accentuate the stretch. And drink in one more deep breath. Really let tension release from your body as you exhale. Very nice. And now to release, we're going to come back up, transition through Sphinx position, have that block handy for you if you used it on the first side. I always get my rights and lefts mixed up here. But we're going to take our left hand and bring it behind our right elbow, cross the forearms, and then there you go into your next side. Resting your chin wherever it's comfortable, forehead on a block if you'd like. And as you exhale, you might feel as though you had a blowhole in the back of your heart, just like a dolphin or a whale. And as you exhale, blowing out through the back of the heart, through the blowhole, releasing tension. Relax, breathe, observe, and receive the benefit of this stretch. Last deep breath here, really trying to isolate your breath. Breathe into where the stretch is happening for you. And a big exhale to release any pent-up tension in the body. Now let's slowly unwind our arms and then come back to rest on your abdomen, cheekbone to the side, arms by the sides. All right, so let's transition into our hips. So we're going to come up into Hero's Pose or Vajrasana. So we'll sit back, hips to heels. So if that's comfortable for you, great. If it's not comfortable for you, grab a block, have a block between your heels or sit up on a pillow. Now, let's do something that's really useful for that feeling of belly bloat, or again, if you're on your menstrual cycle, this is also great, or you need some digestive relief. So you're going to make fists with your hands. You'll bring your thumbs into the center of the palms. You wrap your fingers around your thumbs, and then you're going to take your hands to your belly, lean forward, and give yourself a little abdomen massage. And downward strokes, folks. That's where we want the energy to flow downward. And just massaging the belly, massaging all of the organs of the midsection. And giving some gratitude for your organs, all of the things that they do for you day after day after day. Feeling all of the life happening underneath the layer of your skin. Few more palpations with those fists, massaging your belly. And then we'll come up and slowly release that. Okay, so let's transition into our next shape called shoelace. So we're going to sit back and then take your legs out in front of you. So legs out in front of you, and then we'll take our right knee and bend our right knee into our chest. Take your right leg and wrap your right leg over your left and try to stack your knees one on top of the other. So if you want some stretch through your hamstrings, that this might be a good place for you to stay. If you want a little bit more sensation in the pose, and especially in your outer hips, you can bend that bottom left leg and bring your left foot right next to your right hip. So if this is a lot of stretch here, then go ahead and stay here. Staying upright in the pose, you can cross your hands over your knees and just relax. If you want more sensation, you might grab a block, place your head on the block, and relax your arms wherever they feel comfortable. Now again, if you want even more sensation, you can bring the forehead to your knees. So your right hip might hike up a little bit in this shape. You're going to try to relax that right outer hip towards the floor, right sit bone towards the floor.
And all that compression in the inner thighs and in the legs, that's super good for your lymphatic system. And if you can feel that energetic connection of breathing into your low back. As you breathe into the low back, your low back widens and you get more stretch along those tender little muscles connecting to your sacrum. And we're going to take one more deep breath in. And one more deep breath out. And you never have to rush these transitions out of the poses. So just take your time as you come up. When you're ready, when your body's ready to release the shape, do that. Feels so good. All right, so let's move on to the next leg. Extend your legs out again, and you can shake out your legs. You can give your legs a little massage here, pointing and flexing your toes. And when you're ready for the left side, you'll bend your left knee into your chest. You're going to take your left ankle, cross it over your right, and then slide your left ankle towards your right outer hip. And then again, you can stay here if you want. You could fold forward in this shape. I didn't mention that on the first side, but you can certainly do that. Or bend that right foot and bring it by the left hip. And then when you're ready, find your shape. If it's staying upright, please do that. Respect your body. Respect what it needs. If the shape or the stretch is too intense, listen to that as well. If you want to lean forward, you can lean forward first, starting on a block if you'd like. And then as your body opens and relaxes, maybe you bring your forehead down to your knee. Bringing your awareness deep into the body. Hunting for sensation, breathing into sensation in the body. And then taking a breath to begin our transition, our little journey out of the shape. No rush. Stay longer if you need it. And when you're ready, we're going to rise up slow and steady. All right, so let's release our legs. And let's go off to our next shape. So we're going to come onto our back. Now here's where your bolster will come in handy. So we're going to have our bolster near. And then when you come down onto your back, just take a moment and pause. And you'll bend your right knee into your chest, a little wind removing pose. Again, really good for your belly, good for menstrual stuff, great for your uterus, if you've got one. Okay, and then with some love, you're going to bring your right leg across your body and bring it to the bolster, just so that the right leg is laying comfortably on the bolster. So if you are a postnatal woman, you might really want to use these props
If it feels like it's just not enough stretch or not enough intensity for you, then of course slide the bolster off to the side and bring your shin all the way to the floor. Arms go out to a T or goalpost position, whatever's more comfortable. Now sometimes all the weight kind of scrunches onto your left side, so you can lift your left shoulder blade up and slide it out from underneath you. It's kind of up to you if you want to keep your right shoulder blade grounded. So if it's inching up off the floor, that means that you need to use some sort of prop underneath your shin to get that shoulder blade back down. If you're enjoying that stretch through the front of your chest, through the pectoral muscle, then you can bring your right shin all the way to the floor and then just let the right shoulder blade try to release back to the mat if it's not there already. And as you inhale, let the breath travel up through your tailbone, through the spine, filling your brain with fresh breath. And then as you exhale, imagine you're just breathing out all old negative thoughts, stale thoughts. Breathe it out through the brain, down the spinal cord, out the tailbone. Inhale, breathing in through tailbone, all the way up into the brain, the cranium. And then take the breath down the spine, out the tailbone. You can keep going with that if you feel intuitively like it's helping you. If that analogy doesn't work for your body today, don't use it, that's okay. Really nice. So just one more breath in to transition out. One more breath out. And we'll slowly unwind onto our back. So with our twist, we want to give ourselves a little bit time between sides just so that the spine reestablishes some neutrality between sides before we automatically shift into the other. Right, so if you're going to use your bolster, up and over the body to your right side and bend your left knee into your chest. Pull the left knee in tight, 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 tight. Explore sensation in the hip by bringing your left knee out towards the left a little bit and then in towards midline. And then take your left leg and bring it across your body all the way to the bolster. Now you can start there, and as your body opens in the twist, you might set the bolster off to the side. Arms go to a T. Relax your whole body. Maybe not so much awareness or really pulling in the breath, but just a gentle sensation on the feelings of the inhale, feelings of the exhale. On the feelings of the inhale, sensations of the exhale. Trying this pause to observe your body, observe what's going on underneath your skin, observe what's going on in your mind.
And then finally, really just receiving the benefits of your practice, this time that you've carved out for yourself. Receive maybe the courage, the insight, the energy and enthusiasm necessary to get up off your mat, start your day, continue your day, finish your evening. Receive a deep feeling of being receptive to yourself, receiving and loving yourself, the essence inside your body. Receiving healing for whatever you need right in this moment. Know that it's just an instant away, that healing that you need. It's there. Breathe it in deep into the tissues of your body. And we'll just take one more final exit breath. Breathing in. And a really deep cathartic exhale. And then coming all the way back onto your back. And here we go, extending your legs. Guess what time it is, yogis? It's time for our favorite pose, Savasana. So let's come into it and enjoy it fully. Now, if you want to slide the bolster underneath your knees or place a blanket over you if you're cold, do whatever it takes for you to be really comfortable. Arms can lay by the sides, or you can place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And just like we've been doing all of our practice today, take a moment to relax. To notice where you are in your breath cycle. Are you inhaling or exhaling? And without force, feel the force inside of the breath. Feel the force that compels you to breathe in and compels you to breathe out. Allowing yourself to sink into the breath, releasing of controlling the breath, as if you were just dissolving into the pulse of life. Observing what really came up for you in your practice. What emotion, what conflict, what struggle might be inside of your tissues. Feel yourself kind of chewing through those thoughts, unwinding them. And then finally coming into the ultimate place of receptivity, receiving yourself, receiving the peace in this moment, receiving the energy you need, the insight that you need, the awareness and consciousness you need to come up off of your mat in the most empowered and powerful way. And in these last few moments of your practice, just letting any final tension, any final stagnation in your body dissolve away. And breathing in deeply. And then letting your exhale be a really deep, cathartic exhale. Wiggle fingers and toes. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Full body stretch. Breathe into your belly. Circle your wrists, your ankles, whatever feels good. And as you exhale, draw knees into chest. Roll onto your left side in a way of honoring the feminine, a way of honoring the moon, honoring that need for that we all have for restoration, rejuvenation. Resting briefly in that fetal position, this position we stayed in for the first 9.2 months of our life. Feeling what it is to be reborn into your day. Using the benefits of your yoga practice. Right, and when you're ready, come on up into a seated position. All right, so let's just seal our practice in by bringing our hands to our heart, closing our practice, sealing it in deep inside. It's such an honor to share this practice with you today. Thanks so much for joining me here on Yogi Approved. I'll see you again next time.